Good morning from Sacred Space at Titania's Realm. It's 9:18 on the 26th of May 2024, Sunday morning. I woke up at a ridiculous hour actually for a Sunday morning, 7 a.m. I've been waking up around about 7ish for a couple of weeks now, and it's an anomaly. The Tanya, the psychedelic dreamer, is not usually a morning person. So something's changing in my mind, body and spirit, and it's a bit astonishing. I did have a couple of weeks in recent weeks where I was going to bed inordinately early too, by 8:30, 9 p.m. I was that fatigued, and that was unusual. And yes, obviously I'm feeling a little bit better, that I'm able to stay up late and have my usual dance and be joyous and carefree. So yeah, I'm just a bit astonished at the waking up so early. I stayed in bed till about 8:30, 8:30ish, just because I know I'm tired. My body's tired. My mind wants to go, 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 but my body's tired. And yes, I am eating ravioli for breakfast. I cooked it up last night and I froze it down. And this morning I thought, I'm hungry. I'm going to have the leftovers for breakfast. So here's the weird part. If I was going to have it for breakfast, I didn't need to freeze it down last night. But oh well. That's just how I am. I'm a bit weird, people. It's why I'm probably eternally single. Oh, I had a good laugh this morning. I was lying in bed but awake obviously since 7. Someone shared this delightful video of 1920s couple that are breaking up, but they break up and they're using all the slang of the time, and it's the most delightful video. I laughed. I rewatched it about 20 times. I laughed and I laughed. At one point the man says to the woman, "She's a tomato," and something climbing on a wang doodle. Anyway, I sat up and took notice, because weeks ago I had in one of my trance drummings, I had a discarnate spirit refer to me as a tomato. I had no idea what a tomato is, right? So I had to Google it, and it said a woman who exudes confidence and knows how to get around men, or is knows how to, I suppose that means manipulate men, but I'm not into manipulating people. But, I guess they mean knows how to gain suitors and be seductive and that kind of thing. So I was greatly amused by this, because I've never thought of myself as a tomato before. I do exude confidence. I keep saying confidence. I do exude confidence, but it's mainly just like my armoring, my Bodhisattva armoring. I'm not actually overly confident. Usually I'm a bit of a train wreck on the inside, but who knew, am I right? So anyway, I was laughing so much about the tomato thing not meaning what I thought it meant. And a desirable, luscious woman, apparently, who knows how to get around men. I'm still processing it in my brain. Can you see? I'm like, what? It's a bit insulting when a discarnate spirit calls you a tomato. I wonder if they meant it to insult me, though, if they meant it as a compliment. It's open to interpretation, people. Anyway, I'm still laughing about it. It was just so delightful and funny. And then I shared another video of the Golden Girls. That was also funny. So I've had quite a comical morning. And the theme tune that we're not whistling, the theme is actually sluts, reading between the lines. So it's a morning that was focused on sluts or wanton women, or women who have, created breakups because they're cheating on couples. So anyway, all very astonishing. I'm not quite reaching into slut status yet though, because I'm still an asexual celibate, still tamping things down, right? But when this tomato rises up again, I'll be dangerous. I'll be a little bit dangerous, I think. It's been so long. I had to laugh at the Golden Girls video too, because the elderly Italian American mother, she says, of course I'm grumpy. She says, I haven't had sex in 15 years and I've just realised I should be annoyed about that. Well, I laughed and I laughed and I laughed, because try 9 years. And it was just hilarious. I was like, yeah, I hear you, sister. I've decided to be annoyed about that too. But not enough to do anything to break the drought, people. I did have an offer on Friday night. Some weird-ass old man asking me, yelling out, are you single? Oh, it was just so gross. So anyway, and my repartee was, depends on who's asking, and I just flounced off. I've decided I'm going to develop, of course it's stolen. It's a stolen persona, but I think I might develop my Mae West persona. I'll just walk around with a swagger and just, wind everybody up. But of course, knowing me, it'll backfire on me. It really would. No, I like my ordinary persona, where I turn up in my corsets and underbusts and have my Bodicea armouring, and I just don't give out any fucks, quite literally. Of course, one day I'll fall madly in love, hopefully with someone who falls madly in love with me back, and it'll be delightful and precious and a beautiful, loving partnership. Wouldn't that be nice? But not with some rando man in the club screaming out, are you single? Like, how fucking crass was that? Honestly, it's a fine line between wooing me and setting my hackles up and putting me completely off. Well, decades of trauma brought about by dickheads will do that to you. Make you a very fine hair trigger in your nervous system. It's why I delight in my male friends who treat me with sweetness so much, because at least they get me and they kind of know how far to push it. Although sometimes they're kind of skirting on that hairline trigger, kind of pushing the buttons a little bit. But you know what? That's okay. They need to know how far they can go, and to keep everyone comfortable, including the Tanya, Mama T. How cute was I being protective of Juddy and Ramjet on Friday night? It was very cute. But I can see how bloody annoying it is, like, it is annoying when someone you don't know starts laying on the frickin' sexual estrus and assuming that just because you're a man in a band that you're a great big slut and you're anybody's. And look, in the end I just said, not my monkey, not my circus, because at the end of the day, people are going to do with their genitals what they want to do, and I'm not there to police that. But I just kind of gently wanted to advise her that she was chasing the wrong dream, because there's no point putting energy into someone who isn't available and doesn't want you. This is an important reminder to myself, by the way. Oh, shucks. Mama T. Mama T had a wake-up call. As usual, gifted by the gods and their unceremoniously sideways little scenarios to remind me that I too have to give up the ghost and focus on loving me enough that I attract a man who loves me back. Am I right? Yes, I'm right. But I have so much fun with my friends, and it's also about having fun and just a little bit mischievous and heartfelt and sweet, but not really, not really going to the lowest common denominator and being heartbroken and abused and used by anybody. I wouldn't like that. Been there, done that, got multiple t-shirts, so I don't want that. But anyway, it's a beautiful day in Brisbane, Australia this morning, or at least in Holland Park it is. The sun's shining, Charlie's twittering away. I should bring her out here with me actually. And just notice I've got a bit of a bump on the back of my head. Don't know how I did that. Anyway, yes, I'm going to sit outside when the cold dews dried up a little bit. I'm going to sit outside in the garden with my Charlie today because it's a gorgeous day for it. Absolutely gorgeous. I might even do a trance drumming and get caught a tomato again. Well, isn't that nice? Oh, being insulted by discarnate spirits. Or complimented. I have to laugh. How crazy is my life? But it makes perfect sense to me, which means I'm navigating it well, people. Navigating it well. When you're immersed in a world that's gone inverted and perverted and topsy-turvy and genocidal, being crazy is kind of a gift. When sanity becomes insanity, then it's the quirky ones that will lead you all by your noses, by the way. You followed blindly the last insanity. I'm still livid about that Joe Kelly coming to my gate and telling me, oh, well, I don't care. I make plenty of money. The motherfucker. Anyway, that's their attitude, politicians. They were quite willingly disposing of us all because they consider themselves elite and they make plenty of money, and we're just useless eaters at their mercy. Mama T needs to go to war on their heads, but there's no one will join me. They're all indoctrinated or weak or brainwashed. It's frightening. What would Frida Kahlo do? She'd paint extravagant paintings and make millions of dollars and have fabulous sex with fabulous men and live her best life. Maybe that's what I should be doing, right? Having fabulous sex with fabulous men. I think she was bisexual too, but I don't want to go there. But the fabulous sex with fabulous men could happen if they didn't just sort of kind of set my teeth a little bit on edge or creep me out. It's very, very difficult to have joyous, rampant, wild sex with men that give you the ick factor. Just saying. But anyway, here we go. I'm going to continue with my readings of even date, 26th of May, 2024. God gifts us while we're busy making other plans. Sighs. Great expectations and even greater exhortations. Indeed, smiley face. Oh my goddess. I also watched a movie yesterday about this. That was also kind of spiritual, dead needling too, about this woman starring Anne Hathaway, who is 40 and has an affair with a 24-year-old rock star. Well, I had to kind of laugh at that. It was kind of heartfelt and sweet, but I thought, oh yes, here is a theme of Mama T attracting younger men who, for various reasons, aren't available. And why aren't they available? Because they're kind of avoidant, and that's why they're a rock star. Work all weekend, work all week. How would they fit into my world, am I right? Got no time. Utterly exhausted all the time. Wouldn't work out. So I had all these like little scenarios dead needling me since yesterday, and it's like, okay, that's nice. I'm paying attention. I'm awake and aware to the signs from the multiverses that all systems are go, 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 but they're also throwing in the anchors and the curveballs and the loose cabooses to show me how it could very quickly derail and turn into something ugly. And here's the weird thing. I haven't even gone there with it yet. So the minute I start thinking, oh, there's a potential for a beautiful love here that is actually could be mine and could be beautiful, the parachute gets kicked out on the loose careening freaking plane crash that is my life. It's tragic. It's tragic. It really is. But at least I can laugh about it. Why am I laughing about it? Because I have a long history of this happening to me. It's not new, people. It's not new. But I surround myself with kind, loving, artistic, musical, talented people, men and women who I deeply admire and enjoy their talents, and I hope that they enjoy mine. And that's enough for me. That is kind of enough for me. Don't know what this is. This has to go. This broken piece of thing. Anyway, that's enough for me. Love is the law, people. Get the love where you can, and harm ye none. So it is done. And if I launch myself into a full-blown sexual love affair, then I can only pray to all the gods that it's worth it this time and meant for me, and not something, superficial or cardboard cutout or fake or heart-wrenching or just putrescent like the previous love affairs. It's been over 9 years since I allowed myself to love anyone, and it's taken me this long, and now I'm scared. And you know what? That's okay. It's okay to be scared, given what I know about human sexuality and life. But a man who really loves me will value me and choose me no matter what. And maybe that's a fantasy. Maybe it might come true one day. Who knows? Could be. Maybe I should have wandered off with Mr. Are You Single screaming desperately into the void with his bathos and his loneliness. No. As I wrote on Ramjet's page in a comment, maintain the cool, babies. Have dignity, have prowess, have pride in yourself. My God. Throwing yourselves at just any woman that wanders past in the club is a bit sad, actually. Anyway, one cannot account for the fact that people might actually be horny. I forget about that, is that sometimes people get overly excited. It's really just their last hormone flickering back into life. Am I right? It's happened to me from time to time. It's like, is this me doing this, or have I just turned on all my endocrine system and I'm just a bit glittered up right now? It's a bit of a worry at times when it happens like unexpectedly, you know. Like that time in the club a few months ago, I can't remember exactly when now. He was very young. He would have been in his early to mid-20s. He was far too young, obscenely too young for me. And I remember because, yes, Ramjet were playing, Juddy had his guitar and he was kind of holding guitar like over my head, watching, like quite concerned in a way, I think. I think he was being protective. And there was this very, very young, he was a handsome-looking young man, Māori, but really handsome young man, nicely dressed, wearing a suit, must have come from work, probably has some job where he has to wear a suit, who knows, but nicely presented, perfect specimen of manhood beside me. And I'm doing my usual, you know, Bodicea, jumping around to the rock music, my fan, doing my performance art. And young one's like right next to me, and then he moved right in front of me, and he was like, and honestly, he was so eager and so keen on me that every hormone in my body went online. It just went it felt like a wildfire going through my body. And I had this massive hot flush. And Jodie's playing guitar and looking at me and looking at the young fellow. It was delightful. Thank you for that. I don't think Jodie watches my videos, but if he does, thank you for being my hero, my champion that night, my darling. This is how I know you're true friends. Anyway, I turned to the young man. I said, young man. And he's like, what? I said, you have to get away from me. Oh, but why? I like dancing with you. I said, you don't understand. My last hormone just lit up. I said, I'm an old woman and it's not appropriate. You're not safe. Move along and go and annoy some young women. There's some pretty women over there. He goes, but I want to dance with you. Oh my goodness. Anyway, I sent him on his way because it freaked me out that I literally went online with my female sexuality. It just went whoosh, and it frightened me because I haven't seen that libido flare up in fucking years, man. I was like, right, the gift from that young Māori man was he showed me that my libido is back. Well, if I don't contain it and hold it precious, it's well and truly back. And I'm like, that was astonishing. Anyway, when Jodie heard me say to the young man, you have to move along and find someone younger, Jodie nodded, you know, he could kind of see what was going on. It was delightful. It really was. It was delightful. And yeah, but there's no way I'm going to have sex with a young man like 30 years younger than me or 34 years younger than me if it's 25. That's just obscene, you know. I find that obscene. But look, on the other hand, I could have just danced with him all night. He wasn't being sleazy. He was just enjoying dancing with me. But I just thought, no, not if I'm going to react. If my whole body is going to react like that, it can't be happening. It's just not kosher. So I sent him on his way. For a femme fatale and a Bodicea babe, I'm actually a decent woman. Who knew? Shh, don't tell anyone. They'll all want some. Anyway, I'm grateful for that experience though, because it showed me that I'm still alive in here. I'm still a real woman. I'm still capable of lust and passion and romance, and it's just a tragedy that I have to kind of still keep it in kind of a holding pattern, really. I wonder what I'll do if I meet anyone that really fires me up. Could be, it could be exciting. But anyway, I've got Mr. Crow on my front gate. I'll show you. Here he is. Oh, he just flew away. Anyway, he's been out there telling me a whole story in crow language, sending me messages from the underworld as he does. I love my crows. Anyway, where was I? Yes, tomato or tomato, it's all the same thing, isn't it? 26th of May, 2023. Today I rest from my insane creativity. My nervous system demands I breathe light, love, joy, and peace. Pardon me. Here's a beautiful photo I took of the reminder to just bloody breathe light, love, joy, and peace, and not to sweat the small stuff, and just to be surrounded by, you know, the trees in my garden and the eternal love that cannot be tainted or stolen or cheated on or lied to or decimated, because the trees just keep growing no matter what, and I keep growing and glowing no matter what. But we've come a long way, people of Earth. We've come a long way. 26th of May, 2022. Another fail. I hardened the stamp, then tempered it. The tempering got the right colours, but I think it was not hardened enough in the first heating, as my butane torch was not strong enough to get the metal red hot. I got a slight impression on the annealed copper, but nowhere near good enough. So back to the drawing board on this one. I will need to buy a propane torch and get it red hot next time, then temper it again. Mama T is getting frustrated at all her failures lately, but it's all a learning curve, I guess. At least I keep trying. I had advice from my Bling group that I need MAP gas, so I will try with that, which I have got the MAP gas, but I'd kind of given up on it. But anyway, there's me trying to work out why my stamp wouldn't work. So, Mama T is a bit intrepid at times. If I put all that energy into my sex life, it'd be astonishing. But I don't really just want a sex life. I want a true loving partnership that is, for me, you know, someone who's totally, you know, genuinely, authentically in love with me and wants to make a life together. That's what I want. Sex. Any idiot can rub genitals together and blow and go. Sex. But I want a loving life surrounded by people who love me. And maybe that's never going to happen, but you never know. You just never know. 26th of May 2021. Here I wrote, Lordy, I look haggard, bags under my eyes. Not too bad today. I had to get up early for the lawnmower man. I have to get up even earlier on Friday for my hospital appointment. And 2021, it's 3 years ago. Well, here's my bow. And there's me. Right, here we go. reheat this, it's gone a bit cold. Cold ravioli. Anyway, cold ravioli for breakfast. I am having a kind of a breakdown, but it's all good. I love my breakdowns. They're always very metamorphosing, and I always come out of it with some new gift. Almost always, anyway. I try to avoid them, of course, because they can be unpleasant in the chrysalis stage, but I've learnt to trust in it. It's my spirit fighting back with everything she has for the newest version of herself. Another photo of Beauregard. I am allowed a profile shot. He hated having his photo taken. He really did hate having his photo taken. I was about to take a photo of his beautiful, fluffy, unkempt visage, but he turned his back to me. Like his human counterpart, Uncle Jared, he hates having his photo taken. So here is a photo of my newly mowed lawns, my big hobbit tootsies, and an unwilling to share his soul dog. There you go. The lawns look great when they're freshly mowed, don't they? Yes, I know. I know I have a good grip on Australia too. My father used to tease me mercilessly about my big feet. But you know, his family, he was the runt of the litter. All his 6 brothers were well over 6 foot. So I was supposed to be taller. They stunted my development by traumatising me from the age of 6. The feet and the hands tell you these were meant to be attached to a much taller woman. But anyway, it's an anomaly and I have to live with it, and at least I can laugh about it now. Anyway, here I posted a meme. Wanna be really attractive? Heel. Nothing draws a whole man like a whole woman. Bit simplistic but true. And I commented, excuse me, yes, I call a little bit of bullshit on that too. That's a lot of pressure, especially on trauma survivors. But yes, wholly integrated, healthy men are welcome to my world. Unfortunately, I am still healing and probably always will be. So shields stay up for as long as it takes. Power has gone out at my place. And then later that evening, La Luna is blushing now. She dropped her skirts of cloud. What a woman. From Jared's Huawei, I don't know how you pronounce it. I think it's Huawei phone. Look at the beautiful photos he took of the moon back in 2021. Just gorgeous. A pink moon, literally looking pink. Pardon me. There's another photo of the moon, but it's from my phone. High exposure gifted me a sky, the hazy shade of autumn. Looks all purples and mauves and strange colours. Thanks to Jared. Oh my goddess, awesome shot. Where is it? Oh yes, that is an awesome shot. very fond of nature and the moon, and I'm part, wolf woman. I'm part, I am a shaman. Didn't know I was a shaman till about 5 or 6 years ago. Then I was in denial about it for about 4 years. But no, I'm a shaman. I do things in very unusual, very weird ways. My neighbour down the road is finally walking both his little black dogs at the same time. They were, before that, they were walking one dog and round the block, and then they'd take the other dog round the block. He looks so happy that he can walk them together finally. They're behaving themselves too, good little doggies. From Jared's Huawei camera, which takes awesome shots. Thank you, Jared. These are just astoundingly beautiful. Just so awesome. I love it a lot. I love it a lot. I wrote, La Luna is mine. This is my view from my backyard. Hidden by cloud. But as I said later, she dropped her skirts of cloud. You got to see her, looking beautiful. I have a very high pitch in my ears. Lol, that means spirit we're trying to communicate. I get a very high pitch, like a ringing in my ears. And it's annoying sometimes because I don't know what they're saying. They're just downloading stuff, I guess. It's very weird. 11:11 p.m. May all our highest ideals, probably calling me tomatoes, may all our highest ideals, wishes and manifestations come true. With harm to none, let it be done in the eternal now. Amen V'Salah. 26th of May 2020, 11:08 p.m. Another epic busy day. I finished sorting and tetrising the laundry, including sorting screws. I have soaked some rusty hardware in Coca-Cola, more out of whimsy to see if it cleans them up. It did actually, it did work. I finished off the night putting all my childhood letters to Margaret, which she returned to me, in one of my folders, then added the letter to Hans Peter, who was my half-sister's father, and letters from Lynn, which is my friend Lynn Robertson in New Zealand. I got very nostalgic and messaged Lynn in New Zealand, who said she would be interested to read them. So I photographed the letters and sent them to her via Messenger. I hope they come through okay. It took a few hours, but I was sorting my own writing and marvelling at my own diaries while I did that task. Marvelling, probably being re-trauma activated actually. But gee, I let's be real here. I am a good writer. I'm a good writer for someone that hasn't been published and hasn't thrown a book together and is a bit of a loser. There is that. But I am a very good writer. And as my friend Margaret reminded me in yesterday's memories or in recent days, there are some real gems tucked away that I have published up on Vocal Media, which ironically I pay for the privilege to have those up there. Instead of me getting paid, I'm paying someone else. Oh, the irony. Money, money, money. Life is funny in a rich man's world. Sucking all the energy off us like loose feeders they are. But I gift those writings to the world because they might help someone who's going through what I went through. And if it helps one person, then it's worth it. all the pain and all the angst and all the agonies. I also cut the lengths off 2 curtains that hang in front of one of the bookcases. I will have to hem them by hand as I don't have a sewing machine. Well, I do now, but it doesn't do thick fabrics. It only does very light fabrics. So in that sense, it's kind of useless, to be honest. But those curtains are, like a thin kind of material. So they probably would hem. I probably did hem them in the end when I got the sewing machine that Lynn bought for me, which was wonderful of her. But one day I'll need to buy a better quality one that can do, thicker grades of fabric, so I can hem, jeans and things like that. But anyway, I very rarely wear jeans, so I'm not that bothered. It's not going to impact on my day if I don't have a strong enough sewing machine. It's like, don't even know why I'm going round and round in circles with that. It's a bit bizarre. But I am happy that I got to make little gift bags and things out of, cotton samplers that I had. So there is that. And I'm able to, patch up little tears on my clothes and, it's come in handy for that. Here I write, arg, I tried stapling the hems using a labeler for garments, but it did not work. I had to Google how to use the small Denison tag gun left over from decades ago when my mad mother had a market stall. I eventually got there, but it was no good for cheating with hems. In the late afternoon, I rushed to clean the filter in the pond and swapped over a pump with a much longer cord, so that took time as I had to swap over the hardware too. It was a hassle, but it is working great now. I seem to be nesting in anticipation of some major change or shift. Pardon me. I pray it is for my most beneficial outcome, as I am sore and cranky from all the frenetic frenzy. I think once the house is in complete order, that will clear my mental space to create more good stuff. Perhaps I will feel less like I am drowning and less demotivated. I am currently lying in a hot bath with a cup of tea in considerable pain, but satisfied with my ridiculous house cleaning. The floors still need mopping and vacuuming. I need a permanent house cleaner so I don't have to deal with that, laughing my ass off. And that manifested 2 years later, by the way. How fortunate was I? So the gods are listening to me about what I need, sometimes in extraordinary ways, flowing love to me in delightful and extraordinary ways. Anyway, Lila Tov, hopefully the surge and or purge will soon pass. 26th of May 2019. I spent today in bed, exhausted. It was such a gorgeous morning, but my body demanded rest. 26th of May 2017. Watching The Keepers. Very hard watching for a survivor of child sexual abuse, but important. A nun in Baltimore was murdered in the 1960s for trying to expose a pedophile priest at Keough School. The women are my age now. It was truly horrific. My friend Sally Castle wrote, I was wondering if you would see it. Horrific and traumatic. Hope you're okay. Kiss, kiss. I replied, yes, hun. I went dancing. Exercise and good company helps me tamp down the trauma. So it was indeed traumatizing, that documentary, but it's real life. It's what's going on, even today. Something I fought for a long time on social media, and I'm kind of burnt out from it all, quite frankly. 26th of May 2016. Eyes tested. They are slightly worse than 8 months ago, but new glasses are not needed yet, maybe in 6 months' time. So that is a reprieve, although I already have 2 spare frames to get Miriam to put lenses into. The government issued ones always break within a week. Such shithouse quality. So I now pay for lenses. Feeling tired, but have reduced my Cipramel antidepressant to 20 milligrams, 1 per day. It has been years since I was off my medications. I wonder if I will have more energy, or will my mind snappy again. And I was actually completely off it by the 8th of June, and oh my goddess, I never looked back, people. I've been so much better, not reliant on antidepressants. That's not to say that I don't get bouts of depression from time to time. I've got seasonal depression. Every change of the season, I kind of take a little dive into the abyss. But I know that now, and I expect it, so I pull myself back up again. And not being reliant on psychotropic medications has been just wonderful for me, really. Watching Great Expectations, the TV series starring Gillian Anderson as Miss Havisham, trippy. And here I write, it's quite delightful. Marry me, Johnny Depp. I don't want your money. I just want to be in your life. Wake up to your quirky personality every day and your gorgeous face. I too have a quirky personality. I am not the model type, but I sure as hell would not have left you when your mother died. The same shit was done to me. I know how that blows. So there you go. I had a love scammer try and add me as a friend under the name of it was Jason Momoa's photos, but he called himself Joseph Momoa. But anyway, when I googled Jason Momoa, that is one of his names. So maybe it's legit. Then I thought, why would Jason Momoa be messaging little old me in Brisbane, Australia? So I thought, I'll have to look deeper into this. This is just too bizarre. And when I googled it, LA time, it was like 1:47 a.m, but it was like 5 p.m. here, and I thought, there's no way a busy actor, producer, whatever he's doing right now, is going to be messaging little old middle-aged women in the middle of the night. Am I right? I was like, what the hell? So anyway, I played with this little scammer for a while, and then I went, yeah, nah, you're just not real. Bye. Blocked and deleted them. Anyway, it was hilarious. They were like, why don't you think that I would want you? And they were so manipulative. I was like, there's lonely women that would get sucked in by that. Luckily, I'm not that lonely. I'm also not that stupid, but it was really it was an ick factor to see how they slathered it on, you know. Jason Momoa. No Hawaiian man worth his dignity would behave like that, by the way. No way, Jose. So here I write, dog sausage, dog farts, silent waftery, odorific blessings from Monsieur Beauregard. And that's what he thinks of love scammers on the internet. Just saying. 26th of May 2015. My new chooks, Herman the little black rooster, Helga the black silky, and Heidi the brown silky. Oh, they were so gorgeous. And little Herman was just so gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. Unfortunately, the Brisbane City Council made me get rid of Herman, so I'm not happy about that to this day. He was a beloved pet. 26th of May 2014. This is going to be intense, people. Very, very intense. But this is my life. This is how I roll. This is what I've been struggling with all my life. I did some praying to God last night. My inability to get a life partner 10 years ago, people. 10 fucking years. To find real enduring love from a male sexual partner. Something that causes me a lot of distress at times. So I asked for a sign. This morning, I got a message from a lovely friend in Scotland who was a medium, like just out of left field, really randomly, which shows that my spirit people went to her spirit people and communicated with her, because that was the sign, the answer straight away the next morning. She basically told me to ask God for permission to share me with a man and let me have a human relationship. It's astonishing, isn't it? But really accurate. This totally resonated, as I had told some young drunk Irishman on Friday night that I would not go home with him because he was young, drunk, and I was married to God anyway. In more ways than one, darlings. I was only half joking. So there is my sign. That night, in front of George, a fellow Jew, and the casino, that den of iniquity, I blasphemously shook my fist at the black, cold autumn sky towards God and said, "Why are you so cruel, and when will you cut me some slack?" I don't ask for much. I swore at him, or her, or it, the energy that is God, that has no gender. I swore at him too. I'm using the masculine just out of force of habit, people. I don't think God is masculine or feminine. It's bigger than all of that. Interestingly, although blaspheming is such a great sin, God and I have this really intense relationship. He moves mountains for me, but only when I really get passionately, furiously mad at him. I guess it's how he knows I mean business. It would be comical if it weren't so exhausting. Thank you, Hashem, for listening to me. I know you are busy with an entire multiverse to co-create, but it was sweet of you to show me you are working with me, not against me. Now I have hope, and stop laughing, I am serious. Now all of Facebook and YouTube knows why I am bonkers. I don't care. These little enlightenments might just make someone's day. For I am the most blessed when I am the most accursed. Such is the life of the Tanya. And I'll just finish reading this before I segue. Hang on a minute. Another lovely day to look forward to with Crystal and Jared. Time to get up and shower. Update 2021, 7 years later, laughing my ass off. The Ein Sof the infinite one, still won't allow me to have a sexual partner. Part of that is my trauma issues. Part of it is metaphysical. The vulva I saw for a reading, a vulva is a Viking rune, like a witch, she reads runes, and she's a witch in the Viking tradition. The vulva I saw for a reading, Jared and Crystal booked her on the occasion of my birthday, told me it was like I had been pissed on by a dog, i.e. marked with their scent or the energy signature of that last lover had scared any other male from choosing me for a sexual partner. I had to laugh, as it's true. Only it's not a mortal man, but someone very determined to keep his promise to me, to keep me safe and gift me a good and noble and happy, loving life. He cast me back to earth in 2015 and lately opened my creativity in a burst of frenzied activity that feels terrifying, a force of nature. So, I can see what was the plan. I had to heal myself to the 10th generation before me, to break the chains of mortal despair and dissolution, and to finally step back into my fullness of body, mind, and spirit. In a quirky way, God is preparing me, making jewellery out of silver cutlery, for fuck's sake, as was I not always born to have my silver spoon in my mouth, and have I not been scorned, spat on, violated for that same silvery spoon I should have vomited out had I known the envy and malice that would surround me. So I picked up my little spoon and am chewing on it again. Silver is a natural antibacterial agent. Well, colloidal silver is. Silver is a symbol of the moon. Tonight it will be a lunar eclipse, and silvery and bright and allegedly red. Go figure. Diana of the moon, be gracious to me. Love to all the gods and goddesses, this earth and all that lives upon it, to the moon and back. I also shared an article, marijuana keeps the brain young. I better get some ASAP because my brain's starting to go into decline noticeably, which is a worry, probably from all the sleep deprivation. Here I write, this is back in 2014, people. Interesting. All my mother needed was weed. Ha ha ha. She inhaled Valium instead. I also shared a quote from an organisation called Ma'oz. Dr. Shira Berkovitz, a postdoctoral psychology fellow at Yeshiva University, which I believe is in Jerusalem. Child sexual abuse is 75 times more common than pediatric cancer, 167 times more common than autism, and infinitely more common than a terrorist attack. Yet we invest heavily in efforts to treat these diseases and disorders and security to prevent terrorist attacks in our yeshivas and our schools. But we have done little to actually prevent child sexual abuse in our communities, which is a bloody disgrace. As rabbis, The most vulnerable of the Jewish community are in your hands. I hope you will join me today as we seek to change this. And I commented, enough, no more silence. So I was heavily immersed in that social activism on that taboo subject, having been a survivor myself. And I eventually burnt out. Someone else can take the baton from me. I'm just exhausted. I'm exhausted from all the evil in our world, not just the child sexual abuse endemic problems, but, the poisoning of our entire globe with COVIDian practices forced upon us by some fucking alien entity, because no human would ever dream of interfering with the fertility and with babies and children, body autonomy and pristine DNA. No normal mortal, even fucking Hitler had a program for breeding children to be Aryan, mostly with, ironically, Scandinavian women. I don't approve of that practice, but even he was trying to focus on babies being born that were, in his eyes, perfect and healthy and strong, and was focused on the next generation to carry on his Verkachte ideology. Of course, he did murder Jewish children and Roma children and by the millions, but so that argument doesn't quite hold weight. But you know what I'm saying. Even tyrants invest in their children for their future to continue their ideologies. It's the most bizarre thing that has been done to humanity ever, I think, on such a global scale, on such an industrialized, lockstep insanity that to this day my mind just it just blows my mind. But anyway, I've been worrying about that. I've been worrying about child sexual abuse. And at the end of the day, all I've done is wear myself out, impact on my already poor health, and spin on a dime because no one else fucking cares, trust me. No one else will stand with me or by me and fight beside me. They all just accepted it. Just rolled over and accepted it. As I stated to Joe Kelly when he came to my gate, never would I have expected our entire population to just roll over and go along with it. Oh, but he makes plenty of money. So it really was about that, the kickbacks that they were receiving. They really are that evil and monstrous. I showed him my sign on my gate. I said, I'm standing on sacred space, on holy sanctified ground that I have declared. You're not welcome here. He scurried away like a lizard. Foul it is. Absolutely fucking foul. Not without threatening me in a veiled threat. Oh, don't you live in a Buranda Department housing house? Threaten me as well as be a pig. This is our politicians now. All of them. All of them. Except for maybe one or two like Malcolm Roberts. Was it Malcolm Roberts that fought? There's one or two here, and there's that wonderful Andrew Bridgen in the UK. It's only a few people with integrity and courage, by the way. The rest have just all obfuscated their role for the golden and Medina, the big bucks, the lies and the deception. It's beyond evil. It's beyond evil. Anyway, and here's little old me at age 59 surviving these atrocities, hoping for true love, a true loving partnership, so I can have comfort and love and romance and passion in my old age. I mean, when you think about it in the big picture, it's ridiculous that I even hope for that. It's also probably an instinctual survival mechanism, hoping to have a loving family and someone to share with me. Am I right? Anyway, Mama T carries on with her dance no matter what, and makes a damn fool of herself, and that's okay too. I've always been saying for many years, and I continue to say it, I just want to have some fun before I die at the mercy of my own fucking governments across the world. Some alien fucking overlord. We don't even know who it is. Faceless and cowardly, slithering in back rooms somewhere. It's foul. Absolutely fucking foul. 26th of May 2013. Waiting for the bus to head home after a big night out, Gail took me to the Greenbank RSL for the Killer Queen tribute band, then drove me into town to finish my night at Irish Murphy's, because I think the Greenbank finished by went from 8 to 10 or 11, so the night was still young and I was still fabulous, darlings. So anyway, it was kind of her to drop me in the city, actually. Therefore, my feet are killing me. I danced all night. I just had an altercation with 5 teenagers at the bus stop. Needless to say, they failed to get one over on me, and the male asshole nearly pooped his pants when I rapidly rose to my feet and verbally fended him off. Bus security came to my defence and shoved them away. Not that I needed them. This young generation of drug-fucked Neanderthals have no guts or glory. I told them if we had to depend on them in a war, we would all die, and they should go take some more drugs. The kid told me I had droopy boobs down to my knees. I said, maybe so, but these breasts have raised 2 better individuals than you will ever be. Apart from that, my night was awesome. Thank you very much. 26th of May 2010. I spent all day going through all the paperwork I've kept from Mum and Buck and turning all the bullshit into compost. All the useful stuff has been sent to my lawyers. It is so good to release all this ugliness. I just hope it helps my garden grow, laughing out loud. So there you have it, my memories of even date. And I forgot what the segue was that I was going to segue and tell you about something else on one of my other tangents, but I've forgotten it now, so it can't be important. I'm very tired. I'm very tired still, even though I woke up early, which is kind of annoying. I can't remember, what time did I go to bed last night? I think it was about 10 or 11. So, yeah, waking up early is not my usual habit, but it is what it is, people. The sunshine's disappeared behind clouds, so hopefully it pops back out again, because I want to take Charlie out in the garden. And life goes on and on and on and on until it doesn't, people, and I'm determined to continue to have fun before I die, because it's been 59 years of dying, and by the gods, have I had some fun in the last 14 years dancing wildly at various venues. And as my friend Scott says so sweetly, he says, Tanya, you bring colour to every venue you go to, which is just so heartfelt and so sweet. Much love to you, Scott. And you know, as an older woman alone, I do get rather tired, and it is a little bit fraught at times, you know, when there's creeps surrounding me, and it is exhausting to have that level of hypervigilance. And yeah, I observed Juddy was very, very hypervigilant on Friday night. He was playing guitar, but his mind was everywhere. It was so cute. At one point, he pulled out a can of Jack Daniels, because they supply their own drinks for some reason. You'd think drinks would be supplied for them as part of their contract, or maybe they are. Maybe they are pre-bought for them. I don't know. But anyway, he pulled out a can of Jack Daniels and Coke, and he just put it on the, you know, the abutment to the stage where I sit. Not in front of me as a hint or anything. He just put it there, and I could see he was busy playing. You can't open a can while you're playing. So just to be nice, I can be a sweetheart sometimes if I choose to be, you know. So I got his can and I flicked it open and opened it for him. He didn't see me open it, but then he sort of turned around, looked at me. I pointed to the can to show him that it was open, and he was like, he was happy about that. So you know, he snuck it up and snuck a bit of a drink, and oh well, good on him. Bless his little heart. You know, you need a drink when you're performing. It's a lot of emotional and spiritual output, and you do get depleted. It's like me with the dancing. It's quite exhausting. But anyway, he was doing his usual, you know, posing with one leg up, and so I did my usual little joke, flicking the fan between his legs. He did a little, you know, frisson. We're just joking around together. So it's delightful, and you know, I enjoy that I have friends in the bands, and that I can be a little bit silly too, in a, you know, non-sexually threatening way, and just have a bit of a laugh, you know, at myself and at life and at our society, and even have a bit of a laugh at my own sexuality at times. Maybe I have learnt that from Mae West. Wasn't she the queen of oozing sex appeal, but it was also kind of a parody of herself at the same time? I can see how that would be attractive, though, you know, how men find that attractive, that sense of humour and kind of mischief. And yes, it's a weird world, but let's bring back the fun and the lightheartedness and the mischief, and just live our best lives. And when I finally work out who is my man who chooses to be with me, my goodness, you'll hear my squeals of delight across the multiverses. Even God will be like scratching their head going, wow, I don't know how I finally let that happen, but I'm glad Tanya's enjoying life at last. How's that for a bit of anthropomorphic wish fulfillment? You have to laugh. The whole thing's insane. But anyway, wherever you are in the space-time continuum, may you be blessed by the gods of your understanding with true, authentic, heartfelt, genuine, loyal, faithful, romantic, passionate, devoted loves. And may you continue to glow and grow and prosper in your own spirit, mind, body, soul complex. And may you experience great joy and delight even in these inverted, weird times. And may your true friends and your community surround you with love and support, and treat you with honour and kindness and sweetness. And so we go. Blessed be from Titania's realm. Bye for now.